Hi everyone, Kathy Kelly again with another vlog about children, their behavior, and how to handle some of the issues that arise with children. Not just babies, but any children. I've mentioned the whole issue of attention before, and I mentioned once before that babies are born recognizing and preferring their mother's voice over the voices of other individuals, and that they focus in on that voice. They turn toward it preferentially, in preference over other people. There are reasons why children are programmed by nature to do this. The attention that they seek, they actually need that attention. Through the attention from the adult, if the adult is tuned in to the messages, to the signals of the child, the adult can present information, can provide feedback, can acknowledge the child and the child's efforts, and all of those are really, really important things. You've often heard the phrase, oh, he just wants attention, or she just wants attention. Yes, they do want attention, and they do need it. Through adult attention, they learn about the world, they learn facts, they learn consequences. Children seek the feedback of their parents about behavior. So through facial gestures, facial expressions of the adult, children will know when they have engaged in a behavior that is welcome, that is impressive, or behavior that might be objectionable, behavior that is not wanted. Also, children learn about the world because of what adults say to them. When you are looking at a baby and the baby is gazing intently at something, you know that baby is interested in that something. When children engage with things, whether those are things they're supposed to engage with or things you've told them 20 million times not to engage with, they are looking for feedback. They're looking not only for behavioral feedback, which is sometimes what we assume as adults because it might irritate us what the child is doing or expressing. But children also want to know what are the consequences of their behaviors. What is the function of a certain object? Yes, the objects that they are not allowed to engage with are way more inviting, are way more interesting and mysterious. And perhaps saying something, acknowledging what you see from the child. Oh, I see you're really interested in this camera, but I'm sorry, I can't let you play with it. But I can show you the camera. I can show you how it works. When I push this button, it starts to film, or when I push the other button, it stops, or it can take a picture, or nowadays, since the camera is part of the phone, we can show them how the phone functions. There will be times that it's a struggle to deal with the fact that children really want to engage in something that you don't want them to engage in. But your intervention, your participation, your feedback about those objects and how your child or someone's child is interacting with those objects is a real learning opportunity. You can point out appropriate ways to use it. You can point out there are times that this is acceptable or welcome, and there are times that it really is not, and this is one of those times. Children do need and want your attention. You will not spoil your child by giving them attention. Of course, you won't be able to provide attention all the time. There will be times that you just almost want to push them away and have them leave you alone rather than request or require something of you. But most of the time, the assumption should be you are there as the child's first and most important teacher if you are their parent or relative. You are the person who is most often available to provide information, to provide feedback, to provide care and guarding even of the child. Some of the objectionable behaviors we object to because they can put the child in danger, because they can cause damage, because it can insult or hurt someone else. And so we want to intervene at those times. No, don't do that, because I don't want you to get hurt. I'm really concerned about you, and I don't want you to get hurt. If you play with that toy, you could fall, you could bump yourself, whatever it is that is a possible or likely consequence of the child interacting with that object. Children do want, and they really value, the feedback. Nature has provided ways for the children to be particularly attentive to information that they need. And nature has also provided for children to make sure that they get that attention. Maybe you don't want to give them attention at all, and certainly most of us feel very reluctant to give the kind of attention that is disapproving or angry or in some other way demonstrating a negative emotion or a negative response to what the child is doing. Children benefit from all of those messages by getting those messages consistently from a loving adult who says, I am telling you this because I care about you. I'm not letting you do that because I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to do that because you might break that thing. And what would happen if you break that? Who does that object belong to? How will that person respond? What is it about the object that makes it either dangerous or breakable? All of these kinds of messages are educational messages. And from the very beginning, from the time that your child is born, and actually even before that, your body and your voice and your face and your gestures provide messages to your child that are invaluable information and a most natural way to learn. Also, we shouldn't forget that you are an object to be copied. You are someone who is a model for behavior. So be careful, because whatever behavior you model, you will definitely see coming back at you. I think I was going to be the world's first perfect parent, and you can see I'm not a perfect parent now. I'm even stuttering talking about this because it is so disappointing not to be the perfect parent. You will make mistakes. This too is something that you should acknowledge to your child if it's appropriate to talk about. And when the child has witnessed it, certainly, if you don't feel very proud of what you've just done or what you've said or how you've said it or the words that you used, it is really, really valuable to tell your child that. Oh, I wish I hadn't done that. I always try not to do that, and I still find myself doing it. Or, oh my goodness, I guess I'm not being a really good role model right now. You can say really complex things to even very young children. The younger the child, the shorter and simpler the message should be. They will not be harmed if you use complex language to express what you're thinking, how you're feeling, or your response to their behavior. In fact, using your own level of language, your full vocabulary, will provide that vocabulary to be shared with your child and that your child will soon employ in the world. So do pay attention to your child. We have a saying that my students in my classes learned: food spoils, children don't. It's not the attention that spoils children. What spoils children is inconsistency in how you care for them, so that they are not able to make reliable, predictable predictions that work out for them. They need to be able to make predictions, not only about your behavior, but about their own. Your feedback, your interest, your attention will all move them toward that place of understanding their place in the world, something about what they do know, what they do understand, and a lot about what they don't understand and have yet to learn. There is nothing more valuable to a child than the value of an adult who is willing to engage, who is willing to be honest, and who is willing to teach them and to model for them the kinds of behaviors that are desirable and that are productive and positive. Thanks for listening. Please do feel free to share any of these episodes and subscribe so that whenever one does come out, you will be notified and will be able to watch it and listen immediately. Also, don't hesitate to contact me. You can do that through the site or through my email, katikos@gmail.com. Thanks again for being with me. Bye-bye.